welcome. Thank you for coming to my presentation, Craigslist, Selling Successfully and Safely. As y'all know, I'm an avid Craigslist user. I use Craigslist all the time. I sell anything from car parts to old books or just anything lying around the house that I don't need anymore. So today I'm going to show y'all how to use Craigslist. But first we're going to play the color game. Now the objective of this game is to say the color of the word without reading the word. Y'all ready? This goes pretty fast. Now you gotta say it out loud.
Red,
Yellow, green,
red,
blue, purple,
blue,
pink, brown, red, orange.
Now wasn't that fun? It's hard. It really is. Alright. So now we're going to talk about Craigslist. First, let's brainstorm for a minute. And who can tell me who uses Craigslist?
I do.
You use Craigslist? What do you use Craigslist for?
When I was looking to buy a car, I looked on there,
Okay.
but I didn't buy one.
What about you?
Same thing. In jobs. Jobs, number one choice. Number one.
Okay. Who uses Craigslist? Employers and job seekers. They use Craigslist. Business owners use Craigslist. Musicians and anyone who wants to buy, sell, or trade. Why use Craigslist? It's free, it's local, it's convenient, and it's fast and easy to use. Now compared to eBay or other online marketplaces, there's absolutely no cost. Whereas eBay, you'll have an insertion fee, you've got a selling fee, you've got a transaction fee, and you have all these fees, and before you know it, you haven't made any money. All the money you made, you've got to give back to eBay. It's local, meaning you don't have to ship it. No more having to go get your item, take it to UPS or FedEx, and ship it off somewhere. Now you can meet your buyer locally, and all you have to do is worry about gas. It's convenient. Now let's say you break up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend on Friday. You want to get rid of all their stuff, right? Have it sold by Monday. That's how convenient it is. No having to wait to list it. Fast and easy to use. On eBay and other online marketplaces, you list your item and it can take hours before it goes live. Craigslist, it can take minutes. I've listed a few items before. Matter of fact, 2 weeks ago I listed some items, and within 30 minutes I was getting phone calls and text messages about the items I listed. That's how fast it is. And there's no software or programs you got to download to help you sell the items. How to use Craigslist? Well, first thing you want to do is log on to Craigslist.org, and you're going to go to the top left corner of the website and click Post to Classifieds. Second, you're going to choose what you want to do. Craigslist has a lot of options, like we talked about a second ago. You can post jobs, you can post your resumes, you can rent out a room, but for the sake of this presentation, we're going to be selling. So you would click the For Sale section, and then you'll select the category. Now you can sell just about anything on Craigslist. You got antiques, you got auto parts, you got baby goods, you got clothes, and you even have miscellaneous items for that hard to describe item that you might have sitting around. Anything you have, you can put on Craigslist. Choose a city or an area. Now, in our case, we're in Dallas, so if you were to get on Craigslist from here, you can click on Dallas, or you can click on Fort Worth, or you can click on North Dallas, or you can click on Mid-Cities or South DFW. You can select a general area. But let's say you're in Wiley. It's not listed on here. You can click any of these sections, Dallas, Fort Worth, Mid-Cities, but later on it'll give you the option to put your specific location in there. Create a title, price, and description. When you're listing on Craigslist, it's really important that when you're putting your title, you choose a title that's very descriptive and describes your item. And we'll talk about this here in a minute. But when you're choosing the title for your item, you want to put something that pretty much sells your item from the get-go. You're not going to use a one-word title. So if you're selling an engine, you're not going to put engine. You would put the kind of engine. Chevy 350 crate motor. That is a descriptive title. Same thing with your description. When you get down to the body of your ad, you're going to want to put something in there that describes your item 100%. The whole purpose of a Craigslist ad is to put everything in there so the customer wants to buy it before they've even had a chance to see it. Okay? When you get to price, there's actually a couple of things, and I'll show you some examples. This right here is an ad for a 1991 Acura Integra, and the seller put $1. Now, of course, the car isn't $1. The reason why they put $1 is because it means they have multiple items for sale, and they're all different prices, so they put $1. Craigslist makes you put at least $1 in your price field. You can't put 0. So this person put $1, and that indicates that they have more than one item in this specific example. But in other examples, they might have an item that they don't know how to price it, so they might be willing to accept your best offer. So they'll put $1. Or it could be a want to buy ad, meaning they're not selling an item, but they're looking to buy an item, so they can't put a price on it. So they put $1. So those are just the examples of why you'll see $1 ads. And then I'm going to show you an example of how not to price your item. This ad right here lists a radiator and an intercooler for $300. Now it says specifically in the title, radiator and intercooler, $300. So that's a really good deal. If I was looking for those kind of items and I saw that, I would click on it. So once I clicked on this ad, I read through it, and it's actually $300 for the radiator, and you're going to turn away buyers. They're not going to take you as seriously. You're supposed to know what you're talking about and know your items, so when you do something as far as not checking your spelling, then it can really hurt your chances of selling your item. And make sure you add pictures. This ad right here is someone selling a Rolex watch, which is a high brand watch, and you click on it and there's no picture on it. So not only do they expect you to drive out to meet them and give them $100, they expect you to do that without even seeing the item. So even if they had just one picture, they would have a better chance of selling this watch than this ad right here without a picture at all. Also, list the item's features. This one does a good job with the title. It tells you exactly the model, tells you the price. However, it doesn't tell you where they are. You have no idea what city they're from, if they're close to you, how far you'll have to drive, if you're going to meet them. But when you do click on it, you'll notice that it's got a picture, which is great, but it doesn't tell you anything about the watch. It's $300. We know that much. We also know from the description that the retail price is $450, but it doesn't tell you anything about the watch. Why is it $300? What makes this watch worth $300? So anytime you're selling your item, make sure you talk about it in your description and put all the features that you can think of about it to make someone want to buy it. And don't make your ad personal. This ad is for a 2003 Kia Spectra. And you'll notice it's a lot of words. It's not like the other ads I've showed you where it's just one sentence or two sentences. This one is a full paragraph, and basically it speaks about the car's hull damage and how bad of a shape it's in. It doesn't say one good thing about this vehicle. Not only does it speak about how bad a shape this car is in, it talks about all the personal attachment this car has with the family, and it's very personal ad. And then it has some weird sense of humor in there, and I'll actually read you a part of it. It says, "Sometimes I tell them that my kid wanted a little truck instead and had a temper tantrum. Sometimes people believe it, but no, it just got knocked around in a storm about 2 years ago." And then it goes on to say, "I forgot to lock the doors, and I don't think anyone's ever broken in unless some homeless or drunk person has snuck in there." You can't take this ad seriously. I started laughing too. I was like, is this a real ad? Then the person who was writing the ad went on to say, "This is a real ad." No. And then you look at it, and then there's not a single picture on there. So I'm most likely, if I was looking for a car around this price range, I'm just going to bypass this one because this person is weird. I'm not going to buy a car from them because I can't tell if they're serious or not. So things like that you don't want to do. You want to keep your description on point and talk about your item and your item's features and nothing more. And most importantly, the one thing you never ever want to put in your ad is your home address. Your home address is very personal, and that is something you don't want to put in your ad because it is something that makes it unsafe. The transaction can go wrong. And unfortunately, earlier on this year, there was a man by the name of Jim Sanders who posted a diamond ring on Craigslist, and the couple that wanted to buy his ring had his address. He gave him his address, and they came to his house, invaded his home, and took his life. So I'm going to show you a small video